Wir werden alle sterben, haltet euch bereit.
And today, suspension upgrade on a Tiger 900. This is just reiterating the title screen in case some of you are illiterate. The vehicle in question has got 14,000 kilometers, going for service this week. Yeah, I know, not enough time to do anything. Happens when you got kids, right? Cool. So this is part one, the easy part. There's still part two, and part 2.5, because while I've got the forks out, I might as well grease the head bearings. So we'll have a look at that as well. So coming to today, sexually frustrated purple. And you may notice it's not a linear spring, it's a progressive spring. Yeah. For a detailed description on what this means, linear, meh. Progressive, meh. Okay? That's as dumb as I can make it. So, new spring, we'll need a pair of spring compressors so that this thing doesn't fly out the window. The manual is always helpful because which side is up, which side is down. Brake cleaner, obviously, a rag, red rubber grease for all rubber components, and a bit of grease, water resistant grease. This is just for the linkages because we are taking the shock absorber out there, which we might as well grease. Your favorite pair of work gloves, my favorites currently, UVX, torque wrench, the usual set, and that's it. This we'll address in part two. Let's get started. Okay, first thing we've got to do, take the wheel out. So the swing arm has got very little weight. Then you pull these from here upwards, and there's the bolt holding the shock absorber, and there's another one on the other side. These are dust covers, and they are mildly effective. So red rubber grease and give that thing a clean, because the last thing you want is moisture being trapped in there and it'll rust through the frame. Not a good idea. Once that is done, what are we going to do? Oh yes, of course. Shock absorber, this bolt, loosen. So when that is done, we do that and it'll drop out like a newborn elephant from its mom. Hopefully not ripping a cavernous hole right through it. And from there, we got to clean it up, and we're going to compress the spring and do all the good stuff. So wheel first, let's go. Bolt sizes. The top holding the shock is a 14 and a 13. And at the bottom, we have got, focus, a 16 and a 17. And when you do take the bolt out, well, put a screwdriver in to knock it out the other side, and the screwdriver will basically keep everything from shooting downwards. Then, when you finally loosen it, it's not going to pop off, because there's this metal sleeve inside which we have to get out. And depending how old or seized the bearings are, hopefully not, it's going to be difficult to push out. So you will need a bit of elbow grease. But before you do that, brake cleaner, wipe out all the dust around it. You want to keep this clean, or as best as possible. That's what it is. You may have to use a little bit of force. A little bit, just a little bit. Next, inspect it. Wear and tear. You can see. That's not ideal. That's a bit of scoring. On this side, similar. Okay, after 14,000, heavy dirt. Suppose it's okay. The needles, they still look okay. Don't forget, when I first got this bike, I greased all the linkages again as well. So, yeah, I'll accept this. This isn't bad. Right. You see that thing in there? Okay, you have to twist counterclockwise for it to release the shock. Hey, what sort of tool do you use for that? You'll have to go to the shop and buy something that just fits in there. Or you'll have to find something that... And before you all ask, what do I use to clean? It's not expensive motor stuff, nah. Paraffin. Because as soon as a little bit of paraffin on a rag touches old grease, dissolves immediately. And for heavier stains, I use my boy's toothbrush. Okay, confession time. Of all my years of being a Darwin Award candidate, today is either the day I'm going to win it, or leave a big hole somewhere. Or, thirdly, minuscule, this goes off without a hitch. Place your bets. Oh, and don't forget to put some oil or grease on these threads. Okay, wearing my safety glasses. See? That wasn't so hard, now was it? Actually, it was. Swallowing the pride, I didn't do this. I took it past a professional shop, because don't use these pieces of shit. These things moved, twitched, bent, and they scratched the original OEM. So I took it past the shop who does the suspensions for the KTMs and the local dealers. Went there, he had a faff around with it because it doesn't open like the usual shock. You actually have to undo a little grub screw, bang it with a hammer, and then you can take everything off. So it took him about 10 minutes, cost me 100 Rand, which is €2.50. Everybody's got that. And I walked away knowing that it has been done properly. That's it, really. What else? Just make sure this is the top. And, well, now you've got a very durable flashlight. For those of you too young, a flashlight is a flashlight that's colored like flesh, you know, like for Halloween. Let's put this thing back in. As a challenge, I put the wheel everything back, and let's see if the lazy man's way can be done this way, without removing the wheel and all that. Let's give it a shot. Why yes, it can be done. Just make sure you lift up the swing arm a little bit and make life easier. Now, coming to this problem. Focus, there. Why do I even bother? Okay, focus there. Thank you. Right, that little thing, you gotta turn so it looks 9-3. And that'll lock the shock in place. Okay, new tip. Put that thing in, push the bolt halfway through so it just holds the shock, close that thing, put the bolt through, Loctite it obviously prior with a bit of grease as well, just on the back, and let's proceed to tighten this. Torque spec is whatever you want it to be. Coming back down. Okay, this is the pipe we gotta slide out, then put it through there. Don't forget to put grease while we're down here, and then this is the other bolt. We're going to tighten it to plenty of Newton meters and mark it. There we go, done. Now, like I said, the lazy man's way can be done. It only gets a little bit difficult because you have to lift the wheel up and down just to get everything to line up. Luckily, I have just the measurements for you. It is exactly your toe plus your sole of your boot is the perfect height for getting everything done. Okay, and done. So, this was the end of part 1. It's a nice enough color, I suppose. Is there going to be a difference? I don't know. Yeah, I know, I'm full of shit and I smell like it. There we go. Okay, to be tested and to be set up properly. That's all I can say. A bit unorthodox installation and deinstallation procedure, if you'll forgive me, but at the end of the day, if you're looking at these videos, you're also trying to do it yourself, and I try to do it as easy and as understandable as possible. So, heck, if it helps you, even if it's just one person out of 1,000 pissed off ones, I count that as a win. And remember, downvoting this video will only encourage me. On to part 2, which will involve the front forks, as well as possibly greasing the head bearings. And I know there are no videos for the Tiger 900 yet, so this is a first, even if it's a shitty one. Till next time.